Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here for my next Pan That Palette update. This is update number 4 technically, but really only 0.5 since I started using these shades. I will link my Pan That Palette playlist down below if you want to see this crazy journey that I started at the beginning of this year into where I got now. For the shades that I'm using. I had a couple changes here and there, but I'm finally happy with where everything's at. So let's jump into it and see the progress that I made on the shadows that I picked. So first we'll go into my little Z palette. I did hit pan on an additional shade that I added in last time. This is the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee or just Brulee eyeshadow. Can you guys see? I have quite a bit of pan on that. I hit pan on this on the 13th of April. So a couple weeks ago, and I've been expanding ever since. Really happy about it. I actually wasn't expecting to hit pan as quickly as I did with this guy, but I did, and I'm not going to complain about that. Then the next single I have is Wet n Wild's Single Shadow in Nutty. I already had pan when I added this in, but the pan has grown. So getting some big pan on this. I like popping this into the crease either by itself and just the creme brulee all over the lid and just putting this in the crease. I really like that for like super easy days, or if I put something in the crease and like when I'm all done I just don't have like the darkness or the vibrancy that I want, then I'll go over with Nutty and I'll top that on top. So I've been getting solid use out of these two. Then next we will go to my Too Faced Boudoir Eyes palette. This is the palette that I solely used throughout 2015, and there were a few shades that I hadn't finished up. So the first one that I wanted to focus on is this shade right here in Satin Sheets. And can you guys see that? There's just a little bit over here to the one side. But I cleared out the rest of the pan and I'm excited. So sorry if you guys are getting blinded, but I do have just a little bit of pan or product left in the pan over here on this side. Then the other shade from this palette that I wanted to focus on is the shade right here in the middle, Lap Dance. So last time I hadn't used it since I repressed it. It did have significant pan before I repressed it. So I repressed it and it was all smooth, and I hadn't used it for my last update, but I have used it a few times, not too many, and I already have this much pan on it. These two are definitely going to be gone by next update. There's no doubt in my mind. The Satin Sheets shade will be really easy, and then after using this just a couple times and already having that much pan come back, yeah, these are going to be gone pretty soon. There is this whole row over here, but I'm currently not focusing on them. I am using Garter Belt in the brows, but if you want to see, that's where I'm at with Garter Belt. So these, the two shades that I'm concentrating in here should definitely be done by next update. And I'm really excited about that because then I will feel accomplished for what I wanted to do at the end of 2015. I mean, it took, 4 or 5 extra months, but if I get these two shades knocked out, I'll be a happy camper. Then last, let's move on to the shades I am concentrating on in my Urban Decay Vice 3 palette. Let's see. There are 2 crease shades in here that I was concentrating on. Undone and Downfall. Honestly, I didn't really use these that much. I used them maybe 2 or 3 times since my last update, so in the last like 2-ish weeks. I've only used it a couple times because I really am liking the way Nutty is, and when I'm rushing, it's just so easy to throw this in and like call it a day. So these two, Downfall and Undone, are 2 shades that I'm still going to be working on. There's just a little bit of disturbance in the powder. Then the other 2 that I have been using is Last Sin. Right here there's some significant dents in this one. If you notice, everything in here was never touched when I added it in. So I'm really happy with the progress that I have on this guy. I think with constant use, I might be able to hit pan on this by next update. Fingers crossed, but I'm not going to count on it because I always make outrageous goals. Then the next one that I was focusing on is the whiter shade down here. This is Bobby Dazzle. Again, hopefully you guys can see, but I do have some brush like disturbance in there. Not as much as Last Sin, but I'm just not happy with the payoff that I get from Last Sin. At first when I started using it, I thought it was because of the shadow, but I think my expectations of what I want from the shadow are a bit too high. I expect this to be like pretty much like a foiled metallic shadow on my lid, and that's not what this is. So I'm still using it. I have it on my eyes today if you want to give it a look. I did use the gold Smolder Eyes pencil from Tarte down as a base. I put Last Sin on a layer, and then I did Bobby Dazzle, and then I did a layer, and then I went back with Last Sin, and so I kind of like sandwiched the Bobby Dazzle shade, and I think that it came out pretty nice. So that's, and then I have Nutty in the crease, and then I did have the creme brulee all over the lid. So really liking it. I'm still so happy I decided to go with single shades and not whole palettes. It's just gonna work a lot better for me, and I'm already making a lot of progress, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, that's my project pan, not my project pan, my Pan That Palette update for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments or questions down below if you have any suggestions on how maybe I can use some of the other shades in this palette. Let me know, because other than kind of like putting it lightly in the crease, in the upper crease, I don't know how to use it. I'm terrible at doing shadow like on the lower lash line, like smoking out the lower lash line. That and like wing liner are something that I feel like I will never get the hang of. So if you have any other ideas, please let me know. I was thinking about maybe actually putting some of those colors and doing like a colorful brow. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I did change my hair color. It is not all black now. I lifted the color out and I put some color over it. All those products will be in my empties for April, but okay, that's enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!